Welcome to episode 6 of Where in the World, the detailed showcase of cities and locations that have been visited in the Arcane Adventures campaign setting. We have a map on screen, as always, that details the general location of the place we are talking about during today's episode. Let's jump right in to episode 6, Where in the World, Ravine Town. Located in the mid-southern portion of the Region of Monif, in the Country of Bupilasu, exists a mid to small-sized village known as Ravine Town. Nestled on rocky outcroppings that stand over a massive descent into a sprawling network of caves, caverns, and mines, known simply as the Abyss. Even from outside the city, plumes of smoke from the town's refineries indicate a regular work schedule, day and night. Towering cranes of wood and stone hang over the edges of the cliffs that drop thousands of feet below, connected to a number of steel cables that link to a ground pulley system, powered by coal and steam, and also to a pseudo-elevator platform. Used multiple times a day by nearly every miner in the town, these platforms connect the small surface world to the mines far below. For convenience, the Abyss mining networks are labeled by level numbers, with over 400 levels existing beneath the surface. As the native folk say, the deeper the level, the better the ore. The mining keeps on, forevermore. This popular saying is found all across the small mining settlement, from comments that workers say to each other in passing, all the way to children's bedtime stories for those that live in the town. No one is truly certain how these massive caverns formed, but what they do know is that they are full of important metals, precious gems, and rare ores that bring a stable income to those who spend their hours toiling away in hopes of striking an unseen vein. The Monif Mining Agency, MMA, manages the several mining operations going on in the town, but allows individual managers to directly oversee the operations under them. A number of gold, silver, copper, platinum, and iron veins scatter the networking passages. Further down, precious gems like diamonds, emeralds, rubies, and sapphires are also found in occasional pockets. For the modern world, these mines are also home to the rare Arcanus ore, the unrefined version of the Arcanus gemstones that power Arcanitech inventions. On occasion, rarer and unknown metals and gems have also been excavated from the depths of the mines, leaving researchers, miners, and scientists alike puzzled. The mines of Ravine Town extend well over several thousand feet below the surface. Some estimates say that the deepest portions of the abyss may reach depths of 3 to 4 miles, which is capable of reaching the underdark caverns, and a few reports of such have been noted. While the origins of the abyss remain not fully understood, a number of theories attempt their own explanations. After a recent discovery of gigantic bones deep in the caves, some theories suggest that this is a burial site for a long-dead primordial titan, or gods, left over from millennia before. The lowest levels of the mines often find themselves closed, largely due to safety hazards from the intense heat that sources from deep within, providing another theory to explain how geological activity may also be involved. The town itself is rather bland. A few housing neighborhoods, a small central market, and a few factories and refineries, plus the occasional post for guards to be stationed. For some, better or worse, live on sharp, narrow spikes that jut up from the abyss below, which can only be accessed by personal rope lines called cabyssals. But, These are not very common amongst the main portions of the town. Ravine Town doesn't see many visitors, even with its close proximity to the capital, as many of the roads and routes remain only for those of high enough stations to access a trade network for the export of refined minerals and metals. Ravine Town, originally called Depth Drop, is located in the rocky and mountainous valleys of Monif. It receives regular cold weather for the most part of the year. During the later months, heavy snows can make travel in and out of the village difficult and even impossible, which might explain why the trails remain rocky and bumpy after snowmelt in the spring. When the snows finally do melt off and trade routes reopen in the early or mid portions of the year, the water seeps and pours through the underground network of tunnels and creates deep, cavernous rivers and water channels. Lower portions of mining operations occasionally close during this time of the year, despite being open during the snows, due to the possibility of flooding throughout the mine shafts. Overall, Ravine Town generates a heavy portion of Monif's ores and is responsible for a steady supply of important materials that find their way to other, larger cities for more intensive refining and use. To the west, a narrow road climbs the Monif mountain range and over the Monif Pass, which is regularly closed during the winter snows, as it descends into the capital city, Pronathia City. To the direct north, the most common trade route connects Ravine Town to Kolis, the regional hub of Monif. A secondary path also leads off to the north, but it branches northeast as it connects to the small settlement of Katera before rejoining the main trade route at Kolis. And finally, to the southeast, a long road crosses the barren valleys of Monif before traversing a number of mountains and crossing over the White Bridge in a small mountain settlement of the same name, located in the region of Bodo. We hope you have enjoyed this closer look at the regularly busy small mining settlement of Ravine Town, and have found the details about it to your interest. The toils of miners and the puffs of dark smoke characterize this village, nestled in the Monif valleys. That's all for this episode of Where in the World. We'll see you next time.